So I'm going to flip over here to wireframe. I think it's easier to draw in wireframe. And you guys know that this thing says that there's a diameter 1.13 for the inner circle. Now there's a lot of discussion about whether or not that passes all the way through the plate. It does not say it's a through hole. Okay, so my assumption in that is that it stops at the top surface of this plate. But it also does not give you a depth of how deep that hole is. So you could assume, again, that maybe it does go all the way through. They just don't indicate. So I would draw it either way. It's fine, right? They don't tell you one way or the other. So dealer's choice on that one. You do know that it goes down at least past, they tell you like this guy right here is 0.63 for that slot, right? That little slot, that castle nut looking deal. And you know that it goes past that because, well, here's the ridge and the hole continues past that. So does it go down all the way through the plate? I don't know, but I know it goes at least to the plate, right? So here's how this is gonna lay out. We're gonna do, again, a diameter circle. I'm just gonna touch on the outside. I'm gonna go all the way to that center 1.13, so I should get that guy. And I'm gonna extrude that down all the way through this thing, at least, you know, maybe more, but at least through that. And then I'm going to subtract from this, enter this. So I should get something, I hope, that looks kind of like that when you're done. Okay, so that's the beginning of that. That part I think is, again, it's fairly easy. So I'm going to put this thing on top of this plate. Okay, so again, depending on how your orientation goes, I was just talking to Curly about, his is upside down. And again, it doesn't really matter if it's upside down or not. The process is going to be the same, it's just where you click, right? So I have mine this way. You know, if you have yours another way, that's okay too. What we're going to do is we're going to take this guy, 3D move this guy right here. So 3D move this guy right here. Enter, because I'm done selecting items. And you're going to have to be a little bit of a judge on this, of where to grab this. Remember, it's asking you, if you look at your command line, it's asking you specify a base point, like where you're going to pick this thing up. I'm going to pick mine up from the bottom here. Okay, so I want to hover inside to get that center point. If yours is flipped over, you just may have to click the top. No big deal. Okay, so just like I said, it's just going to change where you grab it from. You can kind of think of 3D move as like picking up a glass off a counter, right? You would grab the part that you want to grab. You wouldn't go, oh, well, this glass is flipped upside down, so I must have to grab it by the bottom, hope this doesn't fall on the floor, right? You grab it by the part that's exposed. And 3D move is the same way. You're going to grab it by the part that you want to grab it by. There's no like specific determined access point for that thing. You just, like I said, you're going to grab it by whatever you need. So I'm going to grab mine by that guy, which may be a little different for you. I'm also going to turn off ortho, which you probably have on.
Yeah.
So if yours is like bugging out, flipping all over the place, you're going to want to turn off ortho as well. And from here, you're going to notice that I have a bit of a problem. What's my problem?
Where do you center it?
Right. Where do I put this? So hit escape and let go of that. This is the use of attachment lines. Okay? So here's how attachment lines go. All they are is lines that we're going to use for layout that then we can erase later. And this one's going to be really easy. I like to do this on this particular one because I think it's easy for everyone to understand. I'm gonna get a line, and I'm gonna go from this center point. So I'm gonna hover out here on the edge, and I wanna go to this center point, which may or may not disappear on you. Come on now.
One disappears, just flip it over.
I'm just gonna draw the line on the bottom.
Little white cross there, right?
So you should get a line that's sort of like that, okay? And again, you're gonna need to do it on the top surface. That's gonna be, and depending on the orientation, that may be underneath. That is the top of your plate. No big deal. You're just gonna draw it there. So, we're gonna do the exact same process, but now, what do we need turned on for this guy? Middle. So I'm gonna go down here on my object snaps and just double check my midpoint snap is turned on. Otherwise, I'm gonna run into a problem later. So here, same process. I'm gonna go 3D move from that center point again, depending on how yours is oriented. Make sure you grab the right spot. I'm gonna go to the midpoint of that line. And I'm just gonna snap to that. So it should look, I hope, something like that for me. Yep. All right.
Nope.
And I know he can stop.
All right.
Yeah, he don't want to move anymore.
Maybe you do your PDF program. Do you have the
No, it's not open.
is not open?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you have Ortho on? Ortho Snap?
Yeah,
Is it too
it's
loud?
connected.
Is it in?
Yeah, but the drone, all the drone is stuff. Even the sign of moving is stuff.
Oh, that's your cue. Okay, so watch this. If you go to view, you can deactivate the second one in. Just unclick it and then click it on again. Does that fix it? Okay, so that's a glitch, right? It's a program glitch. So save that, close it, then reopen it. It'll be like brand new again. Not a particularly good glitch.
I see, so I'm basically done an upside down cast.